Lifetime Medicaid recipients and gentlemen. This is a response to a comment made by FKASG9SSM, and this mentally ill troglodyte made this comment on the Kaka channel. Here's what he said. We won't hear these crazy wingnets complain about, the state AG's wasting taxpayer dollars by engaging in political grandstanding. And the only purpose, I had to cut some of it out because it started going on some expletive-laced tirade, but there's the only purpose of filing these frivolous lawsuits, and it was angry about us suing Obamacare. I don't consider challenging an unconstitutional individual mandate to buy insurance a waste of money. The Commerce Clause does not give the federal government the authority to force me to buy anything, even health care. But now that this mentally ill FKASG9SSM character is concerned about taxpayer money being wasted, let's let him in on some other wasteful government ventures and see if he can mount a viable response. I doubt he will because he can't, and he probably wasn't even aware of these. So FKAKA, you mentally ill little man, you pay attention, and let's see if you can respond to these wastes of taxpayer money. We'll hit the high points, and again, I'll have all the relevant info underneath the video there. You can click on more info. You can check out what I'm saying. According to Medicare's own recent data, payments made in error amount to over $10 billion annually. Medicaid's payment errors in 2007 equaled a whopping, you should know about this, you're on Medicaid, Medicaid payments errors 2007, a whopping $32.7 billion. There's over $42 billion right there. So that's quite a waste. Medicare spends less than 1/5 of 1% on anti-fraud measures, a small fraction of what private plans invest in their efforts to build a network of honest providers. For the past 5 years, Congress has turned back Medicare's pleas for $379 million of additional anti-fraud funding. So you worried about that wasted spending there? Here's another one. How about the IRS? The Internal Revenue Service made $12.1 billion in improper earned income tax credit, another thing you would know about, FKA. $12.1 billion in improper earned income tax credit payments in 2008, according to a study by the Government Accountability Office. In 2008, the EITC program also had one of the government's highest error rates, 25.5%, meaning that incorrect EITC payments made by the IRS equaled more than a quarter of the value of all EITCs paid in 2008. Woo, there's wonderfully efficient there. The Department of Energy, how are they doing? OMB Director Peter Orszag is blaming the inefficiencies of the federal government on outdated personal computers. That's hard to understand given that federal IT spending amounted to $200 million a day last year. A new GAO report on cost overruns at the Department of Energy undercuts Orszag's argument that the solution to government incompetence is new computers. DOE cost overruns are nothing new. As far back as 1982, the GAO was reporting that Department of Energy lacks sufficient guidance to provide to its contractors for developing cost estimates. A 2007 GAO report found that 8 of 12 DOE projects it examined exceeded their initial cost estimate by almost $14 billion due to ineffective DOE project oversight and poor contractor management. In 2008, GAO reported that 9 out of 10 environmental cleanup projects it examined had cost overruns that DOE estimated would require an additional $25 to $42 billion. How about the EPA's Energy Star program? How's that? Do you think that's good? Do you think that's efficient? It's run by our government. 15 phony doctors. 15 phony products. Sorry about that. Freudian slip. 15 phony products, including a gasoline-powered alarm clock, won a label from the government certifying them as energy efficient in a test of the federal Energy Star program. Investigators concluded the program was vulnerable to fraud and abuse. No kidding. The GAO tried to pass off 20 fake products as energy efficient. Only 2 were rejected. 3 others did not get a response. How much money we wasting there? Tax credits and rebates serve as incentives to buy Energy Star products. So you got the government. How many products are labeled Energy Star, have the Energy Star label on them, and are complete BS? Because the government oversees that. What about housing and urban development? There are about $1 billion in erroneous and fraudulent overpayments of these subsidies each year to HUD, Housing and Urban Development, according to the GAO. Tenants make false claims to gain eligibility for rental subsidies, and local public housing authorities, PHAs, have often abused these federal monies. HUD provides about $8 billion a year to more than 2,000 PHAs. PHAs are infamous for their mismanagement, corruption, and wasteful spending. The Miami Herald won a Pulitzer Prize in 2006 for its series exposing fraud and corruption in Miami-Dade's PHA, a PHA that had passed HUD audits. And one of the things they uncovered, HUD gave the PHA in Miami $35 million to tear down dilapidated public housing. You would know about public housing too, and replace it with new affordable housing. 6 years later, half the money was gone, and only 3 houses have been built. The agency frittered away its money on staff salaries and consultants, so there's a whole bunch of wasted money there. And for a coup de grace, our wonderfully efficient federal government likes to keep hundreds of empty buildings just because you like paying for it. FKA doesn't pay any taxes, so he doesn't have to worry about it. The federal government. Here's one. Officially known as Federal Building Number 8, the property stretches an entire city block in D.C. and is worth around $100 million, but Uncle Sam is losing money because the building isn't habitable and has been empty since 2002. The Government Accountability Office published a scathing report a few years ago detailing the exorbitant cost, maintaining 927 vacant or underutilized properties throughout the country. The facilities, according to the GAO report, represented about 32.1 million square feet and ranged from office buildings to hospitals and post offices. So there you go, FKA, you mentally ill troglodyte. There's a few things you can whine about to your uneducated friends. The government is wasting our money with inefficient, corrupt, and just plain silly practices, and they don't care because they're using our money. Stick that in your pipe and poof it, little man, and see if you can come up with some responses to that, since you're worried about state AGs supposedly wasting taxpayer money suing unconstitutional legislation. You can whine about all these other things I brought up that are going to waste a lot more money. So you can be a fiscal conservative all the time now, FKA, and not just when it suits your political purposes. We dare you to put up a response, and we wish you good luck. You will need it. Don't thank me now for correcting you. Have a nice day.